Alright, so I had Rumpelstiltskin. And for Rumpelstiltskin, I know I wanted to make him angular, so I started with the triangles, but that didn't look right to me. And then I made him more boxy, I guess, and I gave him a hat, because I just figured that a hat, because they explained him as like a little old man, so I just kind of thought of elf. And in my last scene, I made him black gave him a little texture on his clothes, and then I gave him ragged shorts, because he lives off in the woods by himself. And then I worked on Miller's daughter, and again I started with triangles and I didn't like that at all. So I started working with circles more, and I tried to make her like curved body, but I don't know, she just looked really awkward and weird. Then I gave her a straight line body, but then she just looked like a garbage can. And so I finally came down to like a dress type look, and I started adding color to her, more detail, and I gave her the necklace and the ring at the end. And then for my first scene, I wanted to have her in the first room where she's crying, and she hasn't met Rumpelstiltskin yet, but there's hay that she needs to wind, and it looked very dark and black, and so I added white to the background, but that still didn't look very right, and I didn't like the door really, so I kind of changed the view and made it more like from a top eye, but then I added color to the walls, because with the white walls it just looked very bland. And I added the spinning wheel just to include more stuff into the scene. So that's my first scene. And my second scene, I wanted to give her the necklace that she had wearing. Mine's a little different from the one online. Mine, she gives the necklace after, and the ring after he winds the hay. But then, so I kind of started with this, but then I wanted to make sure that they're in the same room when she did this. So I just added them and I made them bigger just to give more focus on the characters. That's my second scene. And my third scene, this is when Miller's daughter becomes a queen. So I gave her gold clothes instead of those green ones. And I gave her the baby, her firstborn baby that Rumpelstiltskin came for. And this was just very black and white. So I decided to add a bed just to give them like a room that they were in. It didn't describe what room they were in the text, but I just decided a bed just to give it more color, I guess. And I added like a daytime scene in the background with like a horizon or the town that the king lived in. And this is just when Rumpelstiltskin stomps his foot into the ground and is very angry because she found out his name. And this is just my final third scene here. That's it. Brenda?
I really like how you made Rumpelstiltskin. Like, I like how you made the shorts all raggy looking. That was cool.
Thanks. Joey?
Your second scene, I thought that was one of the more successful perspectives that I've seen, and I think it came out really well. And your angle change, the actual perspective change that you decided to do.
This one?
That was pretty interesting too. I thought. So, like I liked the original one, but then once you changed it, it actually does look better. So it was really good.
Looking down on her makes it seem she's more pitiful and more helpless there. It really does.
Brenda?
Didn't you lock her in the room?
The king?
Yeah, because otherwise she could just escape. And
That is true. But Rumpelstiltskin does come. I guess I should have included him if the door was open. Yeah, that doesn't make
I
much
always
sense.
thought he was the one or something.
It looks nice though.
That looks nice. Looks great. I like it.
Thanks.
Actually, you could stick old Rumpelstiltskin right in, peeking into that door, and it might be a very effective way to get over that hurdle from the story.
That would make the scene better. Jessica?
I thought the black on the walls, if you go like back one or two, I thought that looked like a lot more like scary and dark, but I like how the final one turned out.
Yeah, I just decided that it was too much black, and there needed to be some more color, or different color.
Except, let's think about this again. Not that it isn't good, of course it's good, but let's think about it again. That is very effective there. If you change to the other perspective, and what if you did then stick Rumpelstiltskin, just have him peeking in, about to come to the rescue? Rumpelstiltskin's a funny character because he has certain elements of the kind of hero coming to the rescue and certain elements of selfish and stupid to him. He's a very interesting kind of character. I don't know, you might consider that when you think about your final, how you want to handle it.
With the, can you make that bigger real quick?
Yeah.
With the hay, are those shadows on there, or how did you make that?
For these lines,
Yeah.
I just added in lines to
Oh,
the,
okay.
yeah. Brenda?
Could you go to your second scene? For the necklace, you should probably add that line where the brick meets, because it just looks blank, it looks like it's
Oh, yeah.
not really a necklace.
True.
Yeah, you might not want the necklace to actually fall on, in a direct line with the horizontal line there too. You'd want the brickwork to show through, but not look like, it's almost like she's pulling something off the brick right now.
Okay, yeah.
So you want to make sure the brickwork shows through entirely.
That's it.
How did you decide like the colors that you were gonna use?
I knew I wanted to go with the yellow because of for gold and hay and hair, but she said she was really pretty. Miller's daughter was pretty. And then I had a darker green at first, but then I changed it to a lighter green. And I don't know, I wanted to give a color that like kind of didn't represent any sort of fashion or like a purple would is royalty, so I wanted to avoid that. And just a green kind of just fit for me.
The pale green kind of avoided any connotations
Yeah.
then.
Joy?
I like the contrast in shapes that you chose for the two characters.
Yeah,
I thought that was really good.
thank you.
Only thing I might say, now in your story, is Rumpelstiltskin described as a little man or not?
Yeah, I noticed that when I went back through. I had him smaller in the first part of the scene, and then when I enlarged him, I made him too large.
Yeah, I think you
I
might want
wanted to
to,
dim him down a little bit.
yeah, size him down a little bit.
I mean, him being slightly smaller than the woman, because women are usually smaller than men.
Not
Very
usually.
good.
And
As far
often.
as height goes, often, you know.
But
often sort of
he
so-
was described, I mean, he is described in all the versions I've ever read of as
Yeah.
a little man. I think you want to make it make him a little smaller.
A little more exaggerated.
Other questions and comments? I like her dress a lot. I think, and it's original, I haven't seen one done quite like this. It's a good combinations of the shapes, etc. And the detail on it gives her a little more character, more individuation than the plain handless arms and lack of character on the face. The lack of the facial features here seems to be taken up by the detail in the costume, which is all right, but it's just it's a style, and so it's good you carried it through in both of the characters, both of the main characters there. Any other observations? Good job.
Thank you.